Hey, welcome back, everybody. We got to talk about everybody's favorite character in the entire Vanguard series. It's Zorga. We got a new Zorga. We love Zorga. I don't know if that triggered anyone, and I apologize if it did. I do actually like Zorga a lot. But this is Zorga Phantom. He has switched to Brantgate. He is no longer a uh, pirate necromancer. He is now a mad scientist at a research lab. I like the gimmick a lot, but uh, this deck is really fun. Uh, it feels very flavorful to what Zorga did, which is mixing cards to get extra effects, and it's also like really solid. Like as a going first deck, like it's got a lot of like extra oomph to it, and once set 14 comes out, its Persona Ride turns become even scarier. So I am looking forward to that. But we'll just get started with the deck profile. So we have a new ride line. We have Man Eating the Burger and Donuts. Um, I, it's probably the funniest Vanguard art we've gotten in a while. We've got Rancor Chain, which Rancor Chain, when you ride, you're going to reveal a Zorga in your ride line, and you are going to get the set order, the Regrain Research Lab, which basically what it does is you get to tap it to make your Ubermensch token. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Uh, so the Ubermensch token, what he does is he gets 5 for each grade of your Vanguard. And when he, at the end of turn, you pretty much have to kill him and every card underneath him, which is perfectly fine. We have Black Tear's Husk Dragon. Uh, it's really weird to see him like metallic is probably the word I could put it as. But he has the ability to Energy Blast 3. You're gonna look at top 7 uh, and add 2 or pick 2 unit cards that aren't Sentinel. One goes to hand, one goes to drop, and if you fail to find one, or if you fail to find both, I believe you get to grab a mask from deck to hand. And then the man of the hour. Did I say mask? I meant moon. Sorry. I'm just. I'm used to his mask gimmick. I forgot. But we're on to the man of the hour, which is Zorga Phantom. So Zorga Phantom's really interesting in the form of when he attacks, you get to counterblast one and take a bunch of the I believe they're called gel monsters, whatever they are. The gooey guys is the term that I use. You get to take your gooey guys and you get to put them underneath your Ubermensch token, restand that token, and if it's not in the front row, you move it up front. And then the Ubermensch token and him will get +5. Unless you have 3 moons bound, then they get +10 instead. Which I gotta say, I feel like every other deck has like a 2 moon like buff threshold, so it feels really like cringe that they made him 3, but like whatever. And then his Phantom skill is you remove exactly one, or you bind exactly 1 moon, and then you call units back equal to the number of moons you have bound. Um, it's fine. There's like sometimes like it really matters for you to bring something back from the drop, like a specific unit. For the most part, a lot of the cards just bring themselves back, so you're not that desperate for it. But you know you can grab like boosters and stuff, and one of the gem guy or one of the gel guys doesn't really bring himself back, so it's really nice. That's it for the ride line. Moving on to, we'll go the grade threes and the Regalis piece and the moon. So basically, we have 3 Persona Ride because we want a Persona Ride. We have the Twin Cast because we do want to play orders for turn. You could play Fire Regalis, but I kind of want to like stay a little more defensive with this deck because this deck going second is just rough. Like it's unless you sack really hard, is really rough. And we got 4 copies of the moon. Now this is the first time that I'll be covering this on the channel, so I'll describe it here. But basically, when this is played, you look at top 5, or you have to have a Phantom Vanguard. Sorry, you look at top 5, And you either get to add another Crimson Moon to hand, or you get to call a card that's grade less than or equal to your Vanguard, which is really nice. So I normally don't fire this off on turn one. I wait till like turn two, turn three. Uh, but the other cool thing is it cannot be bound or removed from the bind zone by any effects except for like your phantom skills. So they can't, like if your opponent's playing Shonen Doji, they can't get rid of your moons, stuff like that. I think that's a really cool part of the deck. I was lucky to pull, I mean, I posted it on the channel, but I was lucky to pull the frame rare of this, and I will probably be nabbing a couple more for this deck because it is my favorite one. The grade 2 lineup is very small. We have 4 copies of Cranial Wing. So Cranial Wing is similar to Roaming Prison Dragon. Uh, Basically, when you play your token, you get to call him out for free. And if you're at grade 3, he gets +5, so he's a 15k. And then when he is put under the token, he gets a critical. Or the token gets a critical, which is really nice. The other 3 also have an effect that benefit the token. But right now we only have like 3 different of these like gel guys, and then 4 copies of Margaret. This is the new Phantom Cycler that every nation gets. When it's discarded during ride, you either Energy Blast 3 or you Soul Blast 1 to grab yourself a moon from the deck, and then uh, when if you guard with it, you can either Counter Blast or Energy Blast 3 to draw a card. So the reason we are playing this card, because realistically, this isn't like the other Phantom decks where you do really need to see every like almost every copy of your moon, or at least want to, because this deck is kind of fine after like seeing 2 or even like 3. But you don't really have other cards to play in this spot, uh, so you may as well play like this card because it's generically good. It's going to get you advantage and it's going to get you or help get you into your combo pieces. Obviously, once the next set comes, this will be either completely cut or dropped down to very smaller copies. And then we'll move on to the grade ones. I do probably before I move on to the grade ones, I do want to say really quick in case like you're looking at this profile already and you're like, wow, I like how a lot of these cards look, but I don't want to spend money on the moon. The rare one works just fine. Like it really does. The difference between this and the rare moon is that if you don't grab anything off of this, you draw a card. The rare one you don't. So realistically, if you're like, hey, I'm like strapped for cash, just grab the rare one. It's $3 and it does it exactly the same. It pretty much exactly the same thing. Uh, Anyways, on to the grade ones. We have 4 copies of the dog. So similar to the original Zorga, we have a dog once again being a very important part of the deck. This one is on play from hand, so you can't like send it to the graveyard and then bring it back, and you can't play it by the moon. But when it is placed from hand, you Soul Blast 1, search your deck for any normal unit, and send it to the graveyard. I'm sure something in the future is going to make that like where it needs to get like addressed, but for right now it's probably fine. And when it is alchemixed is the term, you get to draw a card and then counterblast to draw another card. You will probably only do that once a game to counterblast and draw the extra card, which is perfectly fine. I got 2 copies of the rat. The rat is when your token is placed, you energy blast 3 and you bring him back with +5, which is really nice. And then when he is Alchemix, he gives the token +10k. So basically, if you're mixing these 2 and Cranial Wing every turn, you are at bare minimum without paying like an extra counterblast. You're getting a draw, 10k to the token, and a crit to the token, which is really nice. And I am excited for any future support they give because obviously the dog kind of lets you be a little more toolboxy. So I'm really interested as to uh, where else they take it with because I know we're getting a multi-attacker in set 14. We got 4 copies of Hendrina. It's so great to have Hendrina back. Hendrina and well, I guess we should talk about both at the same time because it is kind of important. So we got 4 copies of Hendrina, and we got 4 copies of Bone Flesh Ripper, which is I don't remember the original Japanese name, but I remember it like being a little cooler. But these both have sort of the same ability where if you haven't played an order into your order zone, you get to put this into the order zone and draw a card. And then they have different effects based on, or if they're in the order zone. So Hendrina lets you discard one to, if you have 2 or more moons bound, give Zorga triple drive. And this one, you can retire a rear guard to draw a card, and if you retire 2, you get to countercharge a card, which is really nice. And then their on-field or in-drop effects. Hendrina is the special booster for Zorga. It gives +5 while it's boosting if you're on Zorga, and then if if she's boosting him specifically, you Soul Blast one, look at top 3, and send a card to graveyard. So it helps you compress a little bit, which is really nice. It's not too often that I do it, but it is nice that you have the option to do it. And then the bone flesh ripper. There we go. Is basically when the Ubermage will restand during the battle phase. She gets to come back to the same column, and then she has to be retired at the end of turn. So at bare minimum, on your first grade 3 turn, your Ubermage token is swinging for 38 with a crit, which is really nice. Um, and yeah, these cards, I don't think we're ever dropping these below 4 of each because I think they're really important. And ending off the grade 1s is 4 perfect cards. Nothing crazy there. But yeah, these cards are really cool. And I think the nice thing about it is a lot of them are very low cost. Like they're all ones, or like there's a couple that are twos, but you can get them back out really early on. So you can just kind of like aggro your opponent like right from the get go if you go second, which is really fun. Triggers, we're playing the red OT. Uh, if I don't talk about it enough, I've got beef with Elder Breath, so I can't really I don't really run him. But also making your token with a crit swing twice is pretty good and could be game winning. Speaking of crits, we're playing 8 crits. We do like to deal damage. I'm playing 3 of the shield fronts. So the thing about the shield fronts is there's some people that feel like this deck could pivot to the soul fronts because in the next set there's a lot of soul use, and even then there's arguably enough soul use in this set. I just don't think it's worth missing out on the shield for, especially when you can do a pot of greed to like get more shield to your hand. So it's like I'd rather I'd rather keep the shield. That's just where I stand on that. And of course the 4 heals. Not a lot to say about those. Of course, if you want to bring this to an event and switch up the heals, I do recommend that. I just kind of am keeping this as bare bones as I can. But yeah, that is it for this profile. Again, a really cool deck. I'm looking forward to uh, pretty much all of the Phantom decks except for like a couple in set 14, which we'll get there when we get there. But all the Phantom decks so far have been very fun to play, and I hope they start printing more from the manga. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one where I will talk about Alphard Phantom. Peace out, guys.